Hello everyone. In this lesson, we're going to be looking at two terms that we see often when dealing with functions. That is, domain and range. We can think of the domain of a function as the set of all possible input values which produce a valid output using that function. So, we can think of domain as the set of all possible x values. Range, on the other hand, is the set of all possible output values of a function. Or, in other words, all possible y values. The domain of a function is very often just the set of all real numbers, because if we look at the x and y axis, for a straight line, which extends forever in both directions, every number on the x-axis is going to have a corresponding value on the y-axis. Now let's try an example problem. Find the domain and range of the following set of numbers: -2, 5, 2.1, 8, 4.9, -7.7, and 9.2, 1. Remember, the domain is the set of all possible x values, and the range is the set of all possible y values. Take a moment and try this on your own. Okay, let's go over the answer now. Since these are x-y pairs, the first number in each pair is the x value. So our domain will be -2, 2.1, 4.9, and 9.2. That is all the possible x values. The range, on the other hand, will be the second number, all the possible y values. So that will be 5, 8, -7.7, and 1. Sorry, these should both be sets. And that's our range. Now let's try doing this for a graph. Note that this line extends forever in both directions here. Now, let's find the domain and range of the function expressed by this graph. Now, the domain is all possible x values. If we look at this graph, it appears that every point on the x-axis has a corresponding value on the y-axis, all the way to infinity on this side and on this side as well. So the domain is all real numbers. Now, what about the range? The range is the set of all possible y values for this function. We see that the function reaches a maximum of the y value of 4 over here, and a minimum of the y value of -3. So this space over here is the domain. Y ranges from -3 to 4, and that is your range. This point here is not relevant to either domain or range. It's just there to trick you up. To finally recap, the domain is the set of all possible x values of a function, and the range is the set of all possible y values. Make sure not to switch them. Alright, see you next time.